Marvel fans, it's your man's Armand here for E equals MCU. And word in these internet streets is that Daredevil, the upcoming rebooted, retooled Netflix show that will be coming to Disney Plus, is rumored to be a comedy? What? A comedy? Okay, so let's get into this, where this is coming from, before we overreact, because I will. But speaking to Murphy's Multiverse is where this information is coming from. Sanaa Amanat, who is the director of content and character development at Marvel Comics and producer on the upcoming Ms. Marvel series, commented on the possible lighter tone of the recently announced Daredevil revival. So Amanat goes on to say, I don't see why not. Mark Waid's run was pretty seminal. We've never seen that kind of story, and I love the spin on that, and it was such an unexpected take on the character. In the same way, I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that in the MCU. Why not? We like to take risks, and this is a fun part of exploring multiple stories, so maybe. She would not be surprised if the MCU did do something like that. Now you ask, why would she say that, or where's that coming from? Well, here's the thing. The approach that Marvel Studios takes for inspiration directly from a specific comic run, and we've seen this with Age of Ultron, we've seen this with Hawkeye, the Matt Fraction run, we've seen this multiple times in MCU, and this is a part of their adaptation process to bringing this to live action. So based on that information, and they used the Hawkeye Matt Fraction run, and David Aja run, okay, as ones that they mentioned for the Ms. Marvel. Even with that information, this is what they are known to do. So basically what she's doing is putting together the fact that they could take from this Mark Waid Daredevil run and go in a lighter tone for the show. Now, she offers a unique insight to this as far as just the approach. Now, you have to understand the Daredevil series was very dark. The one that they did on Netflix was more of a darker, more violent tone, and then cutting back on the sheer gore. So like Moon Knight, and okay, so the MCU has yet to reach the gritty highs on the Netflix shows, with even the recent Moon Knight series one touted as being darker and more violent, but cutting back on the sheer gore. Additionally, considering the backlash Disney received for simply moving old Netflix seasons over to Disney Plus, it makes sense that Marvel may be looking to tone down the darkness and define the character's previous live-action exploits. So they're saying that because of this, they may decide to pull back on the more mature take on the characters. The article goes on to say, while the question of tone looms large over this upcoming show, fans desperate for an answer likely won't get one for quite a while. However, they can at least find solace in the fact that the character is headed back to the small screen, even if this might be slightly different form. So let's dive into this real quick, and I just want to give a quick thought on it. Here's the thing. Marvel Studios always likes to do something different, even with characters they've had. And I'll give you an example of that, primarily Spider-Man. Kevin Feige wanted a different take on Spider-Man that had been previously done with Sony. Sony went the route with Tobey and Andrew. They did start them off in high school, but then they quickly graduated, and the reason why is because those two actors at the times were in their 30s. No one was going to believe they're really in high school, so he wanted to actually explore the whole high school years, which he kind of got to do with the Home series, is what I'll call them, the Home trilogy. And now he wants to go into the college years. This was a way of making that character's take different. They also changed up Ned. They also changed up MJ to make it different. It was the third time rebooting it. I have no doubt that this is what he's going to do with the Fantastic Four in some way, and I have no doubt this is what he's going to do with the X-Men in some way. With the Netflix shows, it becomes a little dicey because they were under Disney control and not necessarily from a different studio. But because it was a different creative team within Disney with Marvel TV, it would not surprise me if he were to do a different take on these as well. And to give you a little bit of information as to where I'm coming from with that, is that it's rumored that Matt Murdock's going to appear in SheHulk. And we know that the tone of SheHulk is going to be fourth wall breaking. Yes, it's going to be a lawyer show, but it's also a comedy. It has the Ally McBeal tone to it. So it sounds like he would make even more sense to fit in to that show if they're going to change the tone of his show. Wow, I don't know how they're going to do that. And because Daredevil was so well received, I don't know how, the original one from Netflix, I don't know how fans are going to react to that. So that's what I ask of you guys. Let me know down in the comment section, how do you feel about a lighter tone Daredevil? One that could potentially be a comedy. Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section, guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Until next time, I'm out.